The price of Bitcoin is $28,936. Having been only $25,000 just a couple of days ago, we've had a significant rally to the upside. That has meant for me, of course, trading live here on the channel, some significant profits have been taken at this point. We've taken $92,000 of profit, still 64 grand left on the table in this particular trade. This was my $1.3 or $4 million trade on Bitcoin. Currently only got 600,000 left in the trade at this point in time, with an average entry price now of $26,160. The real question is it time to re-add to this position, or should we just cut it? I'm going to talk about that in today's video. I've also got this long position open on this is Hex coin. I have been trading Hex today, which is one of the reasons I've been buying a little bit of it. As you'll see here, I've got some more bids on the price of Hex. But if we go over here to my trade section on the USDT futures page, you'll be able to see my trade right here, $22,000 in a profit on the price of Bitcoin right now. That was an entry from $25,208 up to $28,928. So today we're going to be discussing what is the next plan for these trades. What am I going to be doing with these trades? Is the plan to drop them all at this point in time, or perhaps, you know, we bring up our average entry prices and increase them now some profit has been taken? Like, don't forget, $92,000 worth of profit to be taken, or has already been taken on these trades. What am I going to do with it? Well, I've already spent it. So, you know, it's one of them things. I bought my dad a car. I'm going to make a video about that this weekend. But either way, all kicking off right now. Do drop a like on this video. Let's try and get 700 likes. A lot of bullish crypto news to discuss in today's video, as well as, of course, checking in on the price of Bitcoin, checking in on the price of Ethereum, and discussing what to do with the current open trades. Drop a like, subscribe, click that subscribe button down there. It helps out so much. And again, leave a comment if you are happy right now with the state of the markets. It takes 2 seconds and it helps out the video algorithm so much. So drop a comment, leave a like, and let's crack on. $28,925 is the current price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin makes bullpen after bullpen after bullpen, and it's been looking absolutely amazing over the past 24, 48 hours. If you look at Bitcoin on the half an hour chart, you can basically see it's a straight line to the moon. And the question is, at this point, is this a trend that we expect to continue? And it becomes difficult at this point in time to kind of say, well, I expect this to continue, which is one of the reasons why I've taken some profit on my trades. There's a couple of logical things that I'm looking at here and going, you know, just calm down, just hold your horses just a little bit. The key one would be, we need to break this level right here of $29,548. My guesstimate, or rather my expectation, given my experience of trading the crypto markets, I think that we stand a good chance of coming and hitting this level. I just don't think we'll break it on the first attempt. My expectation is that at some point soon, if we actually look and plot of what we're looking at right now, you can see that we're somewhere near the top of this range in terms of, you know, resistance. We're somewhere near the top of the current trading range, hence why I've been taking profit. I think that a rejection back down to the levels here would be, for me, the opportune entry of which I would want to go long again. So for me, I'd like to long $28,000. But the question is he going to drop $1,000 again? I mean, what's the odds of that happening? I think they're pretty low. I don't really believe that the odds of it dropping back down significantly to any extent are particularly high. I don't believe that's the case. I think that Ethereum has been struggling against Bitcoin. I think that Bitcoin looks very strong. I think you've got the BlackRock news that's been happening with regards to the Bitcoin ETF. And if you understand how an ETF works, basically BlackRock needs to acquire between $3 and $5 billion worth of Bitcoin so that then they can list that Bitcoin on NASDAQ and people can trade it. If BlackRock have got to buy $5 billion worth of Bitcoin, for every $1 billion that they purchase, it has around a 10% market impact. So the actual overall market impact from that would be around 50% just from the BlackRock acquisition. Then you've got the marketing of the ETF. Then you've got the news reporting on the ETF. So you're talking about Bitcoin potentially making its way back up to all-time highs. And this becomes the question of, at some point in time, logic leaves the markets. When logic leaves the markets, analysis, you're literally just looking at these resistance levels. You don't generally expect breakdowns. Look, if Bitcoin's trend has changed and we're changing back to a bullish market, you don't want to be shorting resistance levels, because those shorts are only going to be very, very short-term scalp trades before it bounces back to the upside. So I'm reluctant to look at any kind of downside trade right now. I don't believe that is the right case. I think that the fundamental news that's been coming out is so strong that it doesn't make any sense to be shorting or looking to short or do anything like that. For me, it's more so just taking profits and then looking for places of which we can load up again. Where I'll start loading up again is probably around the previous high here, because I believe that a retest of the previous high seems more likely than anything else, and that would be a drop of around $500 or $400 from where the price currently sits. That would mean essentially that we would potentially come back down and retest the outside of this formation. Bearing in mind that we've had such upwards momentum in recent days, if we actually measure bottom to top right now, bottom to top, we've had a 16% jump in the price of Bitcoin. That is a pretty significant jump by anybody's standards. And of course, if a 16% jump makes me $200,000, imagine what going up to, same goes for all you guys watching. Imagine the jump all the way back up to these highs here. Important thing to point out. The reason why it seems unlikely that we would break through this level right here, which is at 29,500, is it that level? Let's just check that. Yeah, $29,500. The reason it seems unlikely that we would break through that on first attempt would be, well, if you look at that level, that is the trend change level. When Bitcoin breaks through that level right there, we have the trend has changed. Bitcoin then reopens the limit at $70,000 and we can expect some serious bullish momentum. If you look at how fast Bitcoin generally gains in price, this is again another important thing to point out about Bitcoin's history. You spend a lot of time going sideways and really not all that long going upwards. It's always in the span of a couple of weeks, and you don't want to be selling your trades early. So this is something that I wrestle with mentally of, okay, sensible, smart, bear market tactics. Take your profits. Make sure you're taking your profits. But then don't forget, you can't take and spend all of those profits. You've got to put them back in if we are going to enter into some kind of parabola and the prices are going to go absolutely mental. You don't want to have sold too early. So a lot of important things to be pointing out right now on the price of Bitcoin. In terms of Bitcoin dominance, of course, Bitcoin dominance has risen again today by 0.5%. Again, camera focusing on me, not the chart. There we go. So up 0.5%. Just keeps on rising, does Bitcoin dominance, and that is making the Bitcoin market particularly strong, but it is making Ethereum particularly weak right now. Ethereum continues to drop value against Bitcoin. If we look at the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart right now, it's doing pretty much exactly what I said. Now, I think there is still a little bit more downside in Ethereum versus Bitcoin. My target to go long on Ethereum is when Ethereum versus Bitcoin hits this level right here, which would also suggest there is still more upwards momentum that Bitcoin could potentially have in the not too distant future. If we look at that right there, that would be 0.05970 on the chart, with the current price being 0.06270. So just a little bit more downwards. That's kind of what I would be expecting. In terms of a percentage drop, that would mean that Bitcoin's price could potentially rise up around 5% and the price of Ethereum really wouldn't change. But is expecting a 5% drop in this market when everything is going so well a little bit greedy? Potentially it is a little bit greedy, and potentially it's not the right thing to be waiting for. I want to be going long on Ethereum at some point soon. I've been watching this, just waiting, because when Ethereum pops, it's going to pop very, very hard. If we look at the daily chart on Ethereum and add back our analysis from previous trades here, you can see that a lot is going on. If we look at this, we've broken the level of resistance here. We're about to trend back bullishly, and if we go to and extend this level here, you can see we've broken the downtrend. And the key thing being we've broken the downtrend. The target for Ethereum in the midterm is back up at this level here, around $1,920. We're a while away from that yet. We're still $100 away from that. So it could be that Bitcoin's price has still got a little bit more power in it yet to break up to that $30,000 level, or at least $29,500 to up to $30,000. Somewhere in that range. Again, this line is not necessarily 100% correctly plotted. Perhaps it should go about there, around $30,600. Either way, somewhere in this range, I expect that's where Bitcoin's price is going to form its local peak. Also important to point out that Bitcoin is, of course, forming this cup and handle formation that I've pointed out a few times here. You've got your cup, you've got your handle. We're breaking to the upside of that handle right now, and it just looks strong. Everything in the market looks very, very strong right now. Somebody pointed out to me on yesterday's live stream that Glimmer had been pumping up in price. Glimmer, shock out of nowhere from 20 cents all the way up to 30 cents. And that just shows, look, the altcoin market is returning as well. The altcoin market is coming back. Everything in the market is starting to get better and better and better. We've seen it with TAP over the past 24, 48 hour period now. TAP has formed a solid base here at 15 sats up to 16 sats. The order book looking very, very thin. This is going to get more and more interesting as the day goes on. I'm pretty excited for what's to come. You can see volume is picking up right now. The amount of interest from influencers is also picking up right now. Almost like something is happening. That's pretty exciting to be seeing. In fact, in terms of my portfolio here in the Altcoin Challenge, currently worth $39,500, you can see here, TAP is the top performing altcoin within this portfolio with a $2,000 profit. So if you are following along in that challenge, TAP, it's all going to get better. And bearing in mind that makes up $9,000 of this portfolio, 2x from here, that would put our portfolio challenge looking in pretty good place, to be honest. So we started that 3 weeks ago. We made about 4 grand, then lost about 8 or 9, and now we're back up at 0 again. It's going to get interesting. The Altcoin Challenge is really going to start to kick off. So you should be following my main channel, which is that Martini guy. Make sure you've dropped a like on this video as well. But now it's time for today's cryptocurrency news, whereby UK inflation is stalling at 8.7%. Interest rate expected to rise this week. And then, of course, GBTC discount narrows to 33% on multiple filings for Bitcoin ETF news. I talked about this right down at the very bottom. You could have bought Bitcoin at the very bottom for only $8,000. Very few people followed me into this trade. People didn't trust it. People didn't believe it. You could have bought Bitcoin for $8,000 at the bottom of this bear market. I bought a bunch of them, and currently those Bitcoin are worth, I mean, they're not worth what a full Bitcoin is worth, even though they are backed by a full Bitcoin. It's unbelievable to me how few people actually looked at that grayscale trade and took it, because it was a really, really good one to take. And then the final one would be that Bitcoin could rally to $35,000 on BlackRock Bitcoin ETF news. Bitcoin breaking $28,000 and inching closer to $30,000 could be the beginning of a push towards $35,000, fueled by expectation of BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF being approved by the SEC. Bearing in mind that BlackRock have got 575 approvals to 1 rejection from the SEC, the odds of them submitting something that will be rejected is incredibly unlikely, because BlackRock are the economy with over $9.1 trillion in assets under management. The odds of a breakdown in price seem incredibly low. The odds of a rejection, again, seem incredibly low. It's just not really going to happen. It's not something that I would expect to happen at all. So overall, what are my plans to do with my current open trades? Well, I'm going to continue to wind this one down. I think I'm quite happy with the amount of money that it's made at this point in time. I think to make 150 grand on one trade here, or 160 grand, I think it is, and then to make whatever this one is, 22,000, to make 180 grand in a week, or rather less than a week, you've got to take it. And that's the key thing about taking profits. Take the profits now. I know it hurts, but you can always reinvest those profits and put them into new trades, and that's what I'll be doing here. So I'll be taking some of those profits, buying some assets with them. I'll also be taking some of those profits and retrading with them to increase the size of my trades as the bull market goes on. But for now, guys, if you have enjoyed today's video, and if you've liked the cryptocurrency market over the course of the past couple of weeks, do drop a like on today's video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Turn on channel notifications, because you don't want to miss any of the videos that I've got planned for this week. It's going to be wacky, it's going to be wild, and you should click on that trading tutorial at the side of the screen right now. If you are interested in trading, check out the link for BYBIT in today's video description. You can get up to $30,000 for free. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.